We're talking about getting back to the natural ways to restore the body without necessarily any invasive technology. And if you're non-invasive, then there's no side effects, so there's no deterrence, and it's all good, no bad. So I'm going to show you, as a doctor of many specialties in medicine, before I was a kinesiologist in sports, and then I became a sports doctor, and many people had a lot of injuries and needed a lot of painkillers. And I'm just going to ask Betty to just mute herself if she would. Bottom line is, when you're in the bioenergetic world of sports medicine or people who are aging or arthritic or even young people, most of them can be healed a lot out of most of their injuries if we give them the major things that keep your body in its center point. So we talk at the Sleepm Biocrystal company by taking all the technologies of the world that we can think of and putting it into a sleep environment as if you were a priceless astronaut or a world-class engineer, a world-class athlete. And we want you to have the perfect sleeping conditions of diet, good minerals, good light exposure to create the synergistic conditions for uninterrupted sleep. Because the sleep cycle, as I might quickly touch on tonight, is so important that you get a deep sleep for repair and a few sprints during the night dreaming. And in between those times, you're storing memory and repairing the body at night. So we feel that this company put together as many things as we could, engineering wise, to get the top ideal necessities into our products. So we put grounding in there with the minerals that we're going to talk about exclusively tonight that help the conductivity of your cells, and they vibrate and resonate with your bones to grow at night and store their energy systems. We increase your body's electricity by not only your daylight exposure to sunlight, but we're showing you how crystals can recharge your mitochondria, which are the battery cells in every cell of you. And if you can get some sunlight to charge by day, with the minerals that we're going to talk about exclusively tonight that help the conductivity of your cells, and they vibrate and resonate with your bones to grow at night and store their energy systems. We increase your body's electricity by not only your daylight exposure to sunlight, but we're showing you how crystals can recharge your mitochondria, which are the battery cells in every cell of you. And if you can get some sunlight to charge by day, the body redistributes that energy by night. And secondly, if you can get regular repeated tuning of each organ, like a good piano or a guitar getting tuned up all the time, it's unlikely that each one of those strings is going to get broken and one of your organs would fail. And if you can avoid too much external stress, like electromagnetic smog and, cell phone towers and electric wall units by the head of your bed and a clock radio and a cell phone or a cordless phone tower near your bed, these are emanating discordant noise in the environment that could disrupt your physical health. We also want you to sleep in a correctly aligned body, because if your neck is supported well and if your body has got good, comfort, you're not going to wake yourself up or cut off your choked neck and snore and cause sleep apnea. You're going to be able to have good organomic blood flow to the head, which is working twice as strong as the body at nighttime. You want to have a nice body temperature so you're not having hot flashes, cold flashes. And so we put in special cooling materials, hypoallergenic foam, viscoelastic comfort that we use in astronaut crash test dummies, so that you're having perfect body temperature and comfort, right? We also want to use materials that don't have dust mites in them, which is human skin being eaten by little critters in your mattress that live there year after year. If you have hypoallergenic materials that resist mold and mildew and microbes, then you're going to have a better chance of this bed lasting a decade, which is what our guarantee lasts for. You also want a mattress that has independent movement and comfort. If somebody's skinny, your partner's a little heavier or bigger shouldered, you want each person to be able to get sinking into the bed to the greatest degree for their optimum comfort, okay? And finally, you might want to have the magnetic polarity of the bed, where the positive charge is at your head, negative grounding minerals underneath you, and that allows your body to get electrically magnetically pumping, like this background behind me of the northern lights, as the magnetic field of the earth is pumping this week with tons of northern lights around the world, as these huge blasts of energy are coming at our planet. So in a nutshell, folks, we've put together these best circumstances for you to sleep as best as you can for a decade at a time, and we put it together making it ideally for the mitochondrial health in your body, The thing that makes every person grow is their ability to capture sunlight and transmit it into energy. And that's done through the entire nervous system and all the tissues of the whole body, either parasympathetic, the relaxing side of your guts and nut and relaxing tubes, or constricting your tubes with sympathetic. All of it needs energy, which comes out of this little battery charger called mitochondria. These mitochondria are ancient bacterial cells with two walls that store energy between the two walls like a capacitor or a battery, and they're charged up by these cristae, which are crystals of light. When the light hits the crystal sends the energy to the manufacturing ribosomes, and they create DNA and proteins. So you can't build any cell in the body without this mitochondrial factory, which is the workers inside every one of those organs. So we grow more when we're asleep, and we charge up all our mitochondria at night when we're sleeping. So if you have interrupted sleep, you're not going to be as recharged, if you will. Learning requires concentration by day and getting all the light enlightenment in the day, but you store all that memory in your memory banks of the temporal lobe at nighttime. You also evolve your aging with mitochondrial fitness. The more you exercise, the more you build up mitochondria, and the more you sleep, the more you redistribute and recharge up those mitochondria. So those people who keep walking all their life, they tend to live longer, healthier lives. And evolved aging is what we're making it, right? What effort are you making to live like a 90-year-old who's got a great body, great fitness? You can do that if you have great mitochondria. And you can also have great relationships because you're bonding, you're nice and happier, you're healthier, you're more fit. You're going to attract better, long-lasting relationships in your life and have more love, and probably have more fitness for your work. And you're going to have a happier life if you're well slept and well fed and well loved. And you're probably going to avoid spending a lot of money on healthcare later on the predictable degenerative diseases that come from mitochondrial exhaustion. About 75 to 85% of the healthcare budget is spent on preventable diseases like heart disease, diabetes, mental health, pain, arthritis. These things are all preventable if your mitochondria was pumping up your posture, your muscles, your brain power, preventing dementia. So if you want to stay fit and out of the hospital care and do home care, why not use a 9-hour a night sleep on the perfect bed, perfectly in tune with nature and perfectly reflecting the healthy vibrations inside your body with perfect mineral crystals, perfect charcoal to absorb the negative, and good pumping in of the gold and silver vibrations of a sunset into your body. So now you're sleeping as if it's the best holiday ever, sleeping out in the forest by the cottage under the starlight. So that mitochondrial cristae antennae are what recharge you with all the light. And we're suggesting to you that if we put you on a crystal bed, those crystals will hold the light in the bed, and then you're going to be sleeping on a light charging unit. So when you do so, all the strands of your DNA start reforming every night in perfect mitochondrial production plants, and you start delivering oxygen better, you start rebuffing any stresses. So each of the body parts of you, the elements of you start vibrating in harmony with each other. This is what we call the body elements: wood, fire, earth, air, water, ether. So if each one of those organ systems, like the gallbladder and liver, the heart and the small intestine, the stomach, spleen, and pancreas, the lung and the colon, the kidney, bladder, and the spinal cord. Now, what if every one of those is in perfect tune? Can you imagine what great creativity you're going to have? What enthusiasm, what energy, what good looks you're going to have, good muscle tone. And how this works is that each string on the guitar is a different wavelength, okay? A wavelength is a cycle per 1 second. So you can see that the bass strings are longer wavelengths and lower notes, okay? I should go back up. So the E string, or the bass chakra, is made of red zinc. Then the spleen is made of orange for tin. And then the liver is tucked in there for yellow sulfur. And then the green is the magnesium of the heart. And the blue is the thyroid, light blue, sort of what we call copper color. And then there's dark blue cobalt of the pituitary and purple magenta of manganese for the pineal gland. So if you have all these different crystals in your body of all these different wavelengths of color, your body parts are all going to vibrate at that nice pitch each night and get tuned up all night long as these crystals penetrate your dermis and your skin, and they start increasing blood flow, 30% blood flow improvements, more like 37% blood flow improvements within 10 minutes of sitting on this bed. Now we're delivering the colors of the rainbow through our bodies and taking what is normally a crystal frequency and taking all the chaos out of our body, which is swirling all around, and making it in a more structured way by the morning. So we're kind of like tuning you up through the night with crystal formations that allow the crystals in you to start resonating in harmony like a tuning fork. The crystal bed, we're giving you this entire orchestra of tuning. And you don't have to think about it. It's just nature tuning you up so that you're getting the right crystals for the lungs and the large intestine, the different kind of crystals for the stomach and spleen, another set of crystals for the small intestine and heart, another set of crystals for the kidney and bladder, another set of crystals for your pericardium and adrenals and glands, and another set of crystals for your gallbladder and liver. And then in the center of the bed, we've got silver and gold so that you can ground and electrically charge with the silver and gold all of these crystals. So these crystals will keep on recharging every night, discharging, recharging, just like a battery. And they're going to keep keeping you well for 10 years. So when we're talking preventative medicine, all you got to do is have sunlight by day and sleep well by night and redistribute all of that energy to your DNA. And through those crystals of the sleeping on the crystals, you'll start talking to the crystal neurotransmitters in you, the crystal transmitters in your mitochondria, and you're going to start sending good signals, tuning signals, and suddenly now all of the diseases that could come into your field, they don't look as healthy as you, so your body just buffs them off. They're of the invasive frequencies that don't match these beautiful crystal frequencies, so the body can tell the difference between good health and something creeping into you. So when we want to get rid of invasive diseases, we use the crystal energy to pump up our body meridians, which are like light channels. You may have heard of one light channel each for each string on the guitar. So there's the wood string, earth, air, fire, water strings, okay? And each one of those strings has hundreds of millions of nerves at the end that are giving communication all night long so that your brain and circuit board are tuning themselves up and getting all the neurotransmitters of your orchestra pit talking to each other. And when you do that, the parasympathetic nervous system, within 10 minutes of lying on the bed or the crystal mat, you have all of these parasympathetic nervous systems go, ah. And when you go, ah, the body says, okay, I don't have to have the fight or flight sympathetic overdrive at night. And you'll notice that even in the showrooms, people sit on our crystal bed, as myself and many of us did. We thought we'd sit down there for 10 minutes. And we woke up snoring an hour later with people standing around us looking at us going, can't we have a turn on the bed, please? So you are going to notice that it takes 10 minutes to shut off the sympathetic nervous system. And about 10 minutes after that, the bed starts kicking in and relaxing you. And after the more you sleep on the bed, the faster it kicks in, so that some of us have been sleeping on this bed. The moment I hit the pillow, I get that electrical signal, you're going to bed. You're shutting down the nervous system and you're going down underground to all the subconscious nervous system, and you're fixing your motor and your sensory, your autonomic, your muscles, your guts, and all of that's healing all night, all year long. This is a great product to invest in because it's going to give you a new organ cleanse every month of the year as we rotate through the year. And it's going to help every part of your brain, front for concentration, back for vision, side banks for memory at night, and the motor control of all your great abilities for being an excellent athlete, the control of the relaxation of the brain and muscles. So when you relax your brain waves at night, you get a deep, deep sleep. You're putting in yourself in this delta wave sleep that really, really, really is the slowest of all the sleep cycles, okay? You can see how the brain waves are really slow there. Do not be fooled. The brain is doing more work at night during that delta dreamless sleep, fixing all the neurotransmitter GABA for muscles and antihistamine, and it's fixing all your memory banks and all of the motor control of the body. And even when you first wake up in deep meditation or deep relaxation, your visual cortex starts dreaming and solving all the problems in your life. Now, when we're talking about during the day, we also have other crystals that use these more stimulating neurotransmitters. But I want you to take notice of this one at the bottom here called the prolactin and melatonin human growth hormone thyroid releasing hormone, and prolactin. They all come out of your brain when you're in deep sleep, called this pineal gland up here. So when you are sleeping, you're actually acting like a rainbow transmitter. I love that last picture, right? When you're sleeping, all the colors of the rainbow start sorting themselves out. And each part of these organs are talking to each other, yin and yang, in and out, in and out. So by the time you wake up in the morning on one of these beds, you should be in relatively harmonious balance. And each hour of the day, I've taught this for many weeks, your body parts only work for 2 hours a day. Then they rest for 22 hours. So if you don't get all these crystals or all the food in your body at the right time every day, and you're not perfect with your schedule, at least when you're at bed, you're giving all these crystals back and giving all the organs a chance to catch up with their proper tuning. So sleep is really the missing link for rejuvenation and detox. It has a fantastic circulation repair, and we're going to tune this back over to our host, who's going to show you that a little video on 35 to 37% improved circulation in people with this. Can you imagine, for athletes, children, Alzheimer's patients, anybody could use better circulation, right? And long-term memory consolidation, DNA repair, white cell repair, spinal repair. Your body only repairs at 4 in the morning, by the way. So if you aren't having a great sleep and you don't get that big burst of light at 4 a.m. to come and clean your mitochondria, then you may have problems with getting repair and anti-aging done overnight. So the blue light during the day is to keep you awake, okay, when your dopamine is on in your computer screen. But your orange light at night is supposed to get you calm down, slow down, relax, get the GABA and the serotonin invoked with that beautiful sunset to give your body this deep, 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 deep sleep for zinc repair of your stem cells that heal all diseases. So that's why the Sleepm bed can get you into deep sleep within 10 minutes faster and keep you in deep sleep longer, because you're comfortable, you're cool, you're EMF protected, you got your crystals, you got your gold, you got your comfort bed. So you're going to stay in this deep sleep and get more clean every night. Then when you have these 3 sets of dreams, and your heart's rising up and then quiet in between, heart rising up and quiet in between, heart really having a wild dream, and then you come out of your sleep, that's when you make all your discoveries. Your creative dreams solve your problems, but you still have to have that good deep sleep first, okay? And then the second stage is when you're dreaming and coming back up into off-gassing, blowing heavily, breathing deeply so you gas off all the negative stuff. Your brain is very active at night, folks. Don't discount the fact that you're storing all your memory, and we have to remember that half of the brain, or at least a third of it, is in the gut. So at nighttime, there's another gut brain that regulates peristalsis, pain, inflammation, corticosteroids, GABA receptors, hormones. All of these things are these little light receptors inside your gut. So when I say that the light receptors are important when sleeping, I'm also talking about your gut brain, which is attached to the vagus nerve and says, how much should I contract my bowels so I can, release all my poisons at night? Or am I full of poisons and parasites in the gut, and all my light cells are exhausted? I don't have any more light receptors in the gut. So by sleeping on a light-filled crystal bed, you're actually healing the gut crystals, okay? And they look like this. A crystal is a prism with a circular prism in it. So adrenaline is one prism, noradrenaline is another prism, dopamine is another prism, serotonin is 2 prisms, right? These are all the stimulating, let's get the light flowing through you. And these are all in the gut lymph nodes as well as the brain. And then the slowing down ones have less than they have a broken crystal, meaning not a full circle. So that's the slow down signal. This is the speed up signal. The circular patterns here are a little different. And endorphins are like painkillers. They do both of it. But everything in your whole body is based on crystal connections to the brain, to the gut, and the gut to the brain. So if you have problems with your gut, this bed can help your bowel flow as much as it can help your circulation flow. And 95% of your happiness of serotonin is in your gut lymph nodes. So when you sleep on this bed, that helps all these modified nerves relax and start pumping through the body better. You're going to have a better lung and colon that is going to blow off more gas and excrete more poisons and get over any inflammation or degeneration earlier. So what we're doing is making you sleep on a bed of a rainbow, okay? We're asking you to put the hydrogen axle of good energy back in the body, but of different colors of the rainbow, so that the mitochondria can pick up all these different signals of color and all this light and restore the body, each organ at a time. So I want you to think of your body as a fiber optic channel, and it has all these different threads of different colors talking to your body, and we're going to have a different color thread going to each organ. And so in order to make you the healthiest, we picked one crystal for each body part and put them into a ground glass appearance to stimulate your electrical field all night, to sleep on all these acupuncture points, to synchronize and coherently make the good music of good tuning in your body. 432 hertz is the tuning pitch of the earth, okay? So if we have all these crystals that are like the earth in your bed, and they're creating these sacred geometry patterns of energy, and these are what we call the circle of life, 432 hertz shape of mitochondria, the Sri Yantra, the circle of life, the Star of David. All of these are carrying the frequency of oxygen and 432 hertz of the earth. And if you put them on your body and you're sleeping on a magnetic bed, you're getting these frequencies off different crystals that are retuning you. Like a tuning bowl, you can tune the body with crystals as well, okay? Not just acoustically, but magnetically, these crystals will vibrate. The crystals will wake up your guts. The crystals will wake up every organ in the body with a different shape, okay? Each one of these shapes is a different note on the piano. Each one of the notes on the piano is a different mineral on the periodic table of elements. So when you're sleeping on a crystal bed, you're playing music to your body. Can you believe it? I mean, mwah, mwah, mwah. Isn't that beautiful? So these crystals we're going to talk about for the next, I'm going to hand the mic back to our host, and they're going to show you how you can actually get a hold of one of these products and all the different ways that we've used these crystals in glasses, in pads, in beds, in pillows. And they're going to show you how you can actually not only buy and own and gain health through this, but how you also could be paid for doing so and paid for sharing it with others. So I'm going to just remind you that we've used all the most sacred geometry in our bed with a 7-zone orthopedic mattress, activated carbon, a bed of crystals on top of it, super amazing foam, coils. And we've also come up with a pad to sit on, which I'm sitting on right now, which keeps me grounded while I'm on the computer all day. A technical pad for those who want to use it on their massage bed, and pillows of various kinds. So I don't want to take away from our next presenter. Let me just say that if you want to look at the research, pay close attention to that video that's coming up that says 36% improved physiology, 50% improved circulation, 73% improved sleep, according to studies. These are therapeutic tools. It's not just a mattress. It is a therapeutic system of technology that helps your enzymes and transmitters and organs with the body becoming more resilient. They have a wonderful plan of how you can buy it and become a lifetime distributor. So we're going to go over that in the next half hour. And I want you to think about the fact that you want one of the pieces of a pie. When we have Carmine tell you about the pieces of his 8 pie, I want you to figure out how you can get a piece of that slice of that pie. So good night, folks. You're going to sleep on a grounded bed with good sunlight, good organ tuning, good stress protection, good body alignment, good temperature, good infection resistance, good independent movement, and magnetic polarity. How would you like to sleep on a bed that'll make you sleep like that? On that note, I'm going to show you how to do that by sending it right back over to my to Lorena, who's our host. And thank you so much for watching, folks. I bless you all. Good night, and let's make the world itself a better place